Hi everyone, this is Dr. Sage Breslin, and this is Wisdom Wednesdays, my special series on my journey with cancer. Whew, I've got about 10 days, 2 weeks left before this process gets fully underway for me. And I have become so present to the way I've always done things. I was considering holding up a card that sits on my desk that says Fierce and Zen AF. Yes, that has been me. I'm a very spiritual person. My relationship with the divine is something that I count on 100% of the time. And yet, I've got my combat boots. I'm definitely that person. And things that have been happening since the death of my mother 3 weeks ago have really required, in my opinion, those combat boots and stepping into the fierceness of my warrior nature. And at the same time, here I am in this journey, needing to accept and receive help, needing support. I've spent the last year trying to learn how to receive, which is stepping more into my divine feminine, stepping into my queen with my hands open. And I have so loved practicing that. Also hate it, but, so loved it as well. And have felt more equipped to manage this journey by learning how to balance out the way I embrace both the divine masculine and feminine. And yet, I'm in this crazy part of my journey where, in order to receive a bone marrow transplant, even my own stem cells trying to do that, in order to do that, I have to be in receivership. I have to be in receive mode. I have to be in a conscious relationship with my body to receive. Hands wide open, bloodstream wide open. And yet, some of the things that have been coming up have really demanded those combat boots, demanded my warrior to be in full force. And I'm curious what that's going to look like as I try to shift gears and put those combat boots, in my closet when I go to the hospital and allow myself just to be fully focused on me. That's my intention. And yet I still feel the pull of doing things as I've done them in the past, which is just bulldoze through the resistance, bulldoze through the nonsense, bulldoze through folks who are presenting obstacles, bulldoze through, processes that I need to manage. And yet I know I can't bulldoze through this process, my cancer journey. I have had probably the worst 2 weeks physically thus far in the last 10 to 12 days. And I think honestly that's what my body's way of just saying, you gotta slow down. You've got to pay attention to the process you're in rather than the one you want to be in. I don't even know that I can say that. I am constantly reminded by a few of my friends, you can't run a marathon after having just finished a marathon. And there's a part of my sick mind that goes like, well, unless you're a century runner, which I am not by any sense of the word in terms of physical running, but I have been. I've been the century runner of my life. I have managed way too much. I have had a capacity that's way bigger than other people, and it has done a job on my mind, right? it's led me to believe that there's something reasonable about that overcapacity. And so I am really going to make a concerted effort to embrace what's real and what's healthy for my body, for my mind, for my spirit. I am focused on delegating things right now and on continuing to receive and on preparing my body for the next marathon. And that means finishing this marathon and setting aside everything I've always done in exchange for the way things now need to be in my life. So as you consider wisdom for this week, ask yourself, what marathon have you been running and how are you preparing for the next one? What stands in the way of finishing this marathon or engaging in the next marathon? What supports and resources do you need? Because that's exactly what I'm going to be thinking about during the next few days. What do I need to put in place so that I can cross this finish line and begin the next? This is Wisdom Wednesdays. This is Dr. Sage Breslin. And thank you so much for being part of my tribe and being on this journey with me. I really appreciate everything that you are in my life and all the support that you've offered and the continued financial support with the GoFundMe. I know that we are just 10 days away from the finish of that campaign goal, and I know that there's still a little ways to go, but I feel strongly that with your help and the support of this tribe, I'm going to be on my way to the next marathon, and I'm going to do it by finishing this one. Thanks so much.